Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Latifa. I'm with Queen's Decor. We're your party one-stop shop. We're your party rental shop, balloon shop, and intimate event space. We are a full-time event planning company that is certified in premium draping. Today we're going to be getting into this Valentine's Day inspired drape. I know you say a pink. This is specifically for my pink girlies. I wanted to be able to give you something very unique today. And all we're going to be discussing is our struggles, honey, and some tips and tricks along the way. So, first thing first, people always seem to overlook how much work goes into draping, starting from carrying those heavy poles to the linens or the backdrops. But draping is not an easy game, especially especially when you're 5 feet tall and nothing more, not even an inch. Okay, so in this game, my ladder is my best friend, along with some pipe cleaners, which this event taught, this backdrop set taught me. Okay, I had ran out of some pipe cleaners, so this backdrop for me was more challenging than it normally would. The total time it took to create this beautiful design was about 46 minutes. But for me, that's too long because I'm always challenging myself on how quick I can be able to do a 10 by 10 design. Just so the more you can do in a day, the better. And I always try to cap myself at 30 minutes as long as you have all of the right supplies. With that being said, let's get into some details about the drape. So the first thing we did was add our layers, our first layer, which was the floral, which I didn't show on the camera. And then second thing I did was created my recipe so that when I laid it onto the stairs, I was able to just put it on without thinking twice. After I was done with that, I went along and did all of my measurement, because the number one rule in draping is whatever you do to the left side, you have to do to the right side. So there will always be a lot of movement from point A to point B just because you want everything to be even. For example, if I go and put my dark pink drip on the left side and I measure it at 15 inches wide, I have to go to the right side to measure it at 15 inches wide. And then while I'm on the right side, I have to do my soft pink at my next length, go on the other side and repeat it this way. Everything is even on both sides. After we was done with that, I just want to fluff out my bottom, and now I'm doing what's called a valance. This is just another design that kind of add that upscale or that elegance to a standard backdrop. Right here, it was a little too tight for me, so I really didn't like how tight it was. So you're going to see I'm going to go over to my left, looking at the camera, looking at the phone. I'm going to go over to my left and right where I am now to release it a little bit because I wanted that valance to be a little wider. So in the game of draping, this would be considered a triple layer drape just because you have your floral backdrop, your floor base, which is the backdrop all the way in the back. You have your second pole covering, which have all the other pleats, and now you're adding a valance, which is considered a third layer. Um, just so you know the game. Once you have your valance on, go ahead and put your pole cover before you raise anything to your desired length. The reason why I'm going up and down on this pole is because the starter length for this particular pole is 7 feet tall. So I can't bring it any lower than what it is just because that's where it starts. And this particular pole set goes up to 14 feet. Because premium draping is actually from 10, anything that's higher than 8 feet is considered premium draping. A standard 8 by 8 backdrop is just a standard 8 by 8 backdrop. But once you go over 8 feet, it's considered premium draping. The moment you go over 8 feet and the moment the designs start to get a little complex. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and work our way into designing this bad boy, I went ahead and I just put together all of my red, which I'm just using a single 8x8 panel for my, I'm an 8x11 panel for my red. And now I'm doing my pink suede, which is a 4x12 feet drape. I love a long drape. It gives you a beautiful puddle, which you're going to see at the end. Once we're done with that part, we're just gonna have to make sure we fix it. Using it, I was using zip tie there, so yeah, we had to use the teeth to pull some stuff. I hate using zip tie for drape. When you make one mistake, you have to cut it, as opposed to using a pipe cleaner, where if you make one mistake, you just have to undo it. So now we're just gonna go ahead and do our size. Um, I wanted to do a suede method for this side, like I did the middle, but it was not budging and I was not in the mood. So I just went ahead and did a pleated method because this is a sheer fabric. So sometimes doing suede with sheer is very complicated because some sheer can be slightly stiff and it does not work well for suede. Okay. And next, what we're going to do is just fix our puddles at the end. Draping is one thing. Not fixing your puddles at the end will have your drape looking so damn messy. So always take the extra time to fix your drape. A lot of people can just leave it this way and add some bling in the middle and leave the side as it is, which I typically do. But for today, we're going to go ahead and blank all 3 points. That is point 1 that we're blanking out right now. I'm using a crisscross method, y'all, because how the drape is sway, I can't just buckle it on round. I can't just buckle up the fabric and do it round. So I had to do a crisscross method. And right there, I'm actually using my bling wrap and some pins. That's it. And you'll see a closer look at the end of the video. Once you do your middle point, you're going to go ahead and do your size, and now you're going to do the gathering method and just assemble all of your fabric together around the pole. Repeat that on the other side as well. Alright besties, that is the design for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We truly welcome your engagement and look forward to seeing you next week. Bye!